Hey, this is Dan Gonzo Mechanic, getting ready to shoot my dry bar special. But before we do, last week I shot a special at the California Theater in Santa Rosa, and I noticed after the show the entire staff was like hammered. So I asked my director, Jason, I go, what's going on with the staff? Why are they all drunk? And he said, Dan, every time you say, you know what I mean, they took a drink, and they were having the best time of their life. And so I said, you know what, for this special, let's let the people at home do the same thing. So every time you hear me say, you know what I mean, and see this, you at home take a drink. And if you get too drunk, pace yourself and do a bong hit, please.
All right, let me tell you guys about your headliner for a second. Your headliner, he's like a comedy wind-up toy that is powered by your energy. You know what I mean? So the more energy you give him, the crazier he's gonna get, okay? Now this guy is an absolute killer. He is fresh off of featuring a weekend for Adam Carolla at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club in Las Vegas. I need you guys to give it up, make it real loud for the very funny Dan Gonzo Mechanic. Give it up for him. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, shalom, salam alaikum, ni hao, konnichiwa, sawadi, aloha, bonjour, hola, and what's up, party people? Yeah. I am Dan Gonzo Mechanic. It's true, I've worked all over the world, New York, Hollywood, Paris, Milan, London, but you are no one in the entertainment business. You are no one in this industry until you have worked that epicenter of comedy right here at the California Theater in Santa Rosa. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are looking good. Man, I'm excited to taping a little special here tonight. You guys see some cameras out here, and you know, it was when I told my agent, I go, listen, we're ready to tape a special. I want to do it in Santa Rosa. Yeah. He goes, Dan, why not Hollywood or Bay Area, somewhere else? I go, no, Santa Rosa. I am 6th generation Northern Californian. Yeah, so I'm doing it right here. Yeah, just to let you know how deep that rolls. My mom went to Cal Berkeley. My dad went to Stanford. I went to the Grateful Dead. Got a PhD in LSD. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, fucking Santa Rosa. I love it here. This is awesome. Santa Rosa, the more tattoos per capita than anywhere in the world. Fantastic. Santa Rosa known, of course, as the gateway to the Emerald Triangle, right? Where they grow the world's finest cannabis. Stoners? Yeah, home to Charles Schultz, right? Charles Schultz and Peanuts, Creative Peanuts. Yeah, it's beautiful here. And actually, if you go downtown, there's 2 microbreweries for every one person, right? Making it a great place to fail your AA meetings. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got into the spirit of things today, actually. I came in early, smoked a big joint, did some day drinking, and got a Snoopy tattoo on my ass. Fuck it, you know what I mean? I want to get into this shit, you know what I'm saying? So I was here last week. I was on your radio station, Crush 95.5. We were doing some promo. Yeah, we're doing some promo for the show. And I came in, it was like a Wednesday. I came in at 2 in the afternoon, and I went around, and I'm not kidding, your fucking bars were packed, right? This is like spring break sponsored by AARP here. You know what I mean? Well, how do you guys even get any work done? Everybody was having Wednesday afternoon, 2 o'clock. I'm like, this is my kind of town. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. This is the second time I've actually performed here. I was here once before at the Barrel Proof, a nice place, but they spotted me and they're like, you need to come to a real theater, Dan. Come on, let's go. I love the Barrel Proof. Don't get me wrong. Come on now. So yeah, it is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to be here. I love seeing everybody here, and you know, a lot's happened since the last time I was here. I worked at the Barrel Proof about 6 months ago, and since then I went on a diet. You can probably tell, right? It was a tequila diet. I was drinking tequila in the morning, afternoon, evening. On that diet, I lost about 4 months, and. Yeah, no, it was beautiful, and I went on a tour of universities, which was a lot of fun. We have any college kids here tonight? Any college students? One person yelps in the back. Okay, you guys in college? Where do you go to school? Are you Seawolves? At where? Is that like a junior college? Okay, AI is going to take your job. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so I'm doing a university tour, and I have to ask, are any people here have gone to college before the internet? Anyone before the internet go to college? Yeah. All right, I'm 59. Let me tell you, it's changed a lot. You know what I mean? So I go to the university. I started over at Sonoma State. I started the tour. And the kids are walking around campus. They got the laptop under their arm. You know what I mean? When we were in college, right, I was walking around with the Frisbee under my arm. Right? And I tell the kids that. And they're like, but Gonzo, you can do much more with a laptop than you can a Frisbee. And I'm like, let me see you throw your laptop 150 yards and catch it behind your back without spilling a beer. You know what I'm saying? College kids, you guys beautiful up front, you were a great crowd up front. The problem is with the college kids is when I do the shows, they sit in front and they use their vapes. You know, they're vaping, they're blowing their vape smoke on me. When we were in college, we didn't have vapes, right? We had gravity bongs. You remember the 4-foot plastic bong? You're doing a headset, doing a fucking bong hit, smoke going up, they put the keg in your ass, beer going down, meats in your head, steam out your ears, you're like, fuck it, ready for finals. It was great. Fucking awesome. So I do these shows at the colleges, and because I'm like a C-list celebrity who's sold out their student union, they always want to party with me. They're like, Gonzo, come back to our dorm and party with us. Well, let me start by saying there could be nothing creepier than a 59-year-old man in a snakeskin jacket in a dormitory. Let's just start right there, you know what I mean? But I do like to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, what do you got going on in your dorm? And they're like, we have streaming. You guys have streaming in your dorm, right? For Netflix, you got all the streaming. When we were in college, streaming meant I got a good hit of window pane and was watching a Jim Morrison poster melt down the wall. You know what I'm saying? Kids today, they have the TikTok. They love the TikTok. When I was in college, my TikTok was an Indonesian tapestry over my waterbed that spun around when I drank too much. You know what I mean? One good thing the college kids have done for me, one good thing, they noticed I have a very slight weight problem. Thank you very much for laughing at my pain. And they put me on a diet. It's the acronym diet. It's all acronyms. I'm on it right now. Some of you may be on it. So right now, as I perform for you, I'm on THC, LSD, MDMA, DMT, K, a little bit of H2O to wash it down, which is perfect when I drive from LA to OC down PCH. Don't tell the DEA, don't tell the CIA, don't tell the FBI, don't tell the IRS. It's not 911 10-4, okay? That's a lot of acronyms. You know, I tell that joke and people get concerned. They're like, Dan, did you really take all of those acronyms? And the truth is I didn't. I don't take H2O. You know what I mean? Actually, what I usually do is wash all that down with Long Island iced teas. Any Long Island iced tea drinkers here? Long Island iced tea, or as I like to call it, the buffet of alcohol. You know what I mean? It's like 6 types of alcohol together. They put a little Coke in there. People are like, hey, it tastes like iced tea. I'm like, no, that tastes like liver damage. Okay, that's what that tastes like. You know, it tastes like alcoholism. That's like a failed AA meeting right there in a glass. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I did the acronym diet, and I ended up in Golden Gate Park on August 1st, which is Jerry Garcia's birthday. We got any Grateful Dead fans here? Yeah! Bunch of white people. And, no, listen, they had their 60th anniversary at Golden Gate Park. It was like 3 days of the Grateful Dead. And I wanted to do what the kids call a microdose. Now, how this works is you take a very tiny amount of LSD, a tiny amount of mushrooms, just enough to get the lights going. You know what I mean? I don't want the big dose. I don't want to meet the Beatles in India. You know what I'm saying? I just want a little bit of fucking, you know. So I get some of the Owsley acid. You older people here, who remembers the Owsley acid from Haight-Ashbury? Yeah? This guy's raising his hand. I don't know. He's talking. Give him a round of applause. He's still fucking tripping. I love this guy right here already. So I get the eyedropper, and I'm about to put a very delicate, like a quarter of a hit of acid on my tongue, you know? I'm like this, and then this passive-aggressive hippie woman in a tie-dye dress with a nose ring and armpit hair dances and knocks into me, and I squeeze like 30 hits on my tongue. So I wish it weren't true, because you know how hard it is to remember stuff when you're tripping. So I'm tripping really hard. I've taken the 30 hits of acid, And 3 days later, I'm standing in the exact same spot, and the band is still playing. The same song. Yeah, Fire on the Mountain for 3 days. It's unbelievable. And because I'm a white guy, and they're my favorite jam band, I'm playing air guitar. I think you've seen the fat white guys in the cargo shorts with the small ponytails, you know what I mean? Doing the Jerry Garcia. And then the younger people who are into Fish, it's like the Jerry Garcia, but you're jumping up and down. And then, of course, for the ambitious people, you got the Pete Townsend, yeah, from the Hill. You remember the Hill, right? She give the Who fan right there, give her a hand right there. Yeah, now. I must be getting old, I just blew out my rotator cuff, you know what I mean? So I'm doing the air guitar, and because I've done so much air guitar, when the show ends, I have carpal tunnel syndrome. So I get on my phone, and I'm trying to call a Lyft, but I got the carpal tunnel syndrome, so I can't fucking use my phone, you know? So listen, I'm tripping, I can't call an Uber, I decide, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna stay here at Golden Gate Park, I'm gonna move here. Well, everyone else lives there, why not me, you know what I mean? So I went up to Stowe Lake, which is like a man-made lake in Golden Gate Park. They got rowboats, it's very romantic, I mean, until I got there. And I'm living in the rowboat, playing the recorder, tripping, having a nice time. And all of a sudden, I hear all this crazy music and sounds. This is like a week later. And I go down the hill, and there's a festival going on called Outside Lands. You guys heard of that? You guys know Outside Lands, the young people. And because I'm over 50, I don't know any of the bands. I mean, I'm talking about the Who. You know what I'm saying? I don't know any of the bands. And so I'm like calling my agent, and I'm like, my phone finally works, and I'm looking for a Lyft, I'm looking for an Uber. And because it's the end of the festival, they have surge pricing going on. It's like $800 to go from the park to the Embarcadero. You know what I mean? So I call my agent. I'm like, look, I've tripped and I can't get down. I'll wait for you. And this surge pricing is absolutely crazy. I can't, you know, I got to get out of here. And he goes, Dan, you know what? We'll send the helicopter from CAA. We'll pick you up. CAA is where I'm repped in Hollywood. So they send the helicopter over Outside Lands. This is a true story. I wish I wasn't making this up. And they drop a ladder down. I climb up to the helicopter, still tripping. We're hovering over Outside Lands. And I'm like, where are we going now? And he goes, you got some shows in Vegas. And I'm like, are you kidding? I've been tripping for like 4 months. I think I need some fucking rehab. You know what I mean? The last thing, when you need rehab, the last place you want to go is Las Vegas. You know what I mean? But they're like, Dan, if you think the surge pricing was expensive, you should check out this helicopter. You need to do some gigs. It's time for Daddy to make some money. You know what I'm saying? So we go to Vegas, and a lot of my fans, they ask me, they're like, Dan, you live in the Bay Area. Why are you always performing in Vegas? You know what I mean? So I'll tell you the truth. When I work in Vegas, they give me the Elvis suite. They give me a bag of money. They put my name in lights. I play in the Bay Area, they give me a pre-roll and a clipper card. And I'm the only one using the clipper card. Everybody else is jumping over the turnstile. You know what I mean? It's almost like an insult, like you're too fat to jump over the turnstile, motherfucker. Just fucking take the card. We want you at the gig, Dan. We want you. And you get onto bar, it's a rolling crime scene. You don't know what's going to go. I'm moving hypodermics out of the way. Like, I don't know where we're going. I'm not sure. Oh, man. The other thing I love about about working in Vegas is I love to visit things from the Bay Area when I go to Vegas. So I go to Vegas and I visit the A's and the Raiders. You know what I mean? So any A's fans were sad, right, when they laughed at, you know. Vegas got the A's. They didn't even have a stadium for them to play in. They were like, you guys go play at the weed dispensary. It smells like the Bay, you'll be fine. You know what I mean? I'll wait for you. And then the Raiders. Any Raider fans? Raider Nation?
Yeah.
Look at it, you gotta do better than that. Any Raider fans out there? Okay, there you go. It's tough for Raider fans now because those Vegas tickets are expensive, so now they have to decide between two things. It's either tickets to the game or the new neck tattoo. You know what I mean? So, the Vegas guys, yeah, I'll tell you. And they have the Sphere. If you guys have been to Vegas, seen the Sphere? It's a big dome where they're having all the concerts, but they're losing money because they don't have enough acts in there. So they need to start like combining some stuff from Vegas, like, I don't know, Mike Tyson versus the Cirque du Soleil guys. You know what I mean? I would pay for that. Just watching Mike Tyson like hit a bunch of effeminate gymnasts in the face, that would be Then they have a homeless people in Vegas called the tunnel people. They live in tunnels underneath Vegas. You can Google this when you go home. And then, I don't know if you guys remember Siegfried and Roy. You remember Siegfried? And the tiger bit the guy's face. They made the tiger move to Portland. You know what I mean? And I think you bring the tigers back, you put them in the sphere, you go to the tunnel people, listen, if you can get into the sphere and survive for 30 minutes, free suite at the Rio for a month. You know what I mean? Hookers, alcohol, like some gladiator shit. You know what I'm saying? Vegas is crazy, man. You know? The other part that I love is they put my name in lights and they put my name on the marquee. And I'm a single guy. I know, hard to believe, right? And thank you very much. And you're about to be on the guest list of Kimmel somewhere over here. Anyway, so they put my name in lights, and what happens is after a show, like I did a bunch of shows with Adam Carolla, Jimmy Kimmel, and it's exciting. People are, you know, asking for your autograph, blah, blah, blah. So after the show, I like to go out, try to meet some girls while I still have my mojo going. So I go to the Strat, and I meet this girl, and she's like a really hot, tattooed 23-year-old Latina. And we're walking back to my hotel holding hands at Harrah's. You guys still with me? Yeah. Okay. And I stopped and I said, look, I don't want to be a Hollywood guy. I don't want to be one of those entertainment guys taking advantage. But there's my name in lights. There's my picture on the marquee. What do you think? She looked at the marquee. She looked at me and she went, no discount. No, I didn't even know she was a hooker. You know what I mean? I just thought hot 23-year-olds like fucking 59-year-old guys who have cool jackets. I didn't know, you know what I mean? And it was heartbreaking for me because I'm single, so it's very tough. It's very, very tough to be single. I mean, I finally met one girl I really like. I really like her a lot. I brought her home to meet my mom. I'm like, Mom, this girl is beautiful. She's educated. What do you think? My mom looks her up and down, and she's like, I think you can do better. And I'm like, but Mom, I love this girl. And she's like, yeah, I was talking to her. That's right, my mom cock-blocking me. You get it. Anyway, so I had to start doing some events on my own, some dating events. I did some speed dating. We got any single people here speed dating? Anyone ever? Yeah. The problem was it wasn't speed dating. It turned out to be dating for people on speed. And I went right in my alley. Thank you very much. And you know, the dates were good. They went fast, but a lot of people scratching and missing teeth. I didn't know, I'm sure what was going on. I did meet this one girl. I'm like, look, we got great chemistry. I'm really feeling you. What's your idea of like a perfect date with me? And she looks at me and she goes, you know, 500 cash. And now listen, I would have stopped right here. I'm 59, I'm not tall, I got a beer belly, I'm not particularly rich, I'm sort of famous, but I am not gonna pay $500 cash for sex, ever. Yeah. So I Venmo'd her. Thank you. I'm still waiting. I'll wait for you. I gotta wait for myself on that one. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, I Venmo'd her. I'm still waiting for her to come over. You know what I mean? Not working out at all for me, you know what I mean? So then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna lower my standards. If I find a woman attractive, I don't care what she does for a job, I'm gonna date her. And so I end up dating this girl who works in fast food. She works at In-N-Out Burger. Anyone here love In-N-Out? In-N-Out Burger? Yeah. So I'm dating this girl who works at In-N-Out. And the thing about In-N-Out is, it's a California thing. I mean, they have it in Nevada. They don't have them back east. You know what I mean? The people don't even know what it is in New York. So I bring this girl I'm dating back home to meet my family. And my brother's talking to her, and he goes, so what do you do for a living? And she goes, I work the In-N-Out. And he said, how much do you get paid to do that? And she said, I don't know, do you want a regular or animal style? And then he turns to me and goes, she's a keeper, brought into the family. Yeah. Then I finally met this other girl that I liked, and met her in a normal way, we're dating, whatever. And I took her out to dinner. And I wanted to get to know her, you know. So I'm like, honey, where are you from? And she said, Idaho. Idaho. Yeah. And I was like, no, not what do you do? Where are you from? You know what I mean? And she was like, Idaho. And then I realized in the Bay Area, Idaho is a job description. You know what I'm saying? Why hear Idaho? I run out, hit the ATM, get some backwoods, and make sure I got some pre-mixed cocktails. You know what I'm saying? I want to be ready with the backwoods when she comes over. Oh, looking buzzball there. Hey, Idaho, make sure the weed is tight. I don't know. Get the money ready. Idaho, I don't know. I don't even know how they came up with the name of the state. Like, was it back in the Old West? They were like, we need a beauty queen for this Western territory. Who would like to be the beauty queen? And all these girls going, Idaho, 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 Idaho. Oh, man. I think if they have Idaho, they should also have a state called I'm the Trick. You know what I mean? Like North Dakota, South Dakota, Idaho, I'm the Trick. Everybody just paying for sex. Everybody's employed, fucking, having fun, a good time, right? Idaho, good joke. You can give me applause on that one, yeah. Frickin' Idaho. No, I mean, God, it's too much Idaho. Anyway, my married friend's not making it easy to be single. Anyone here married by applause? Any got some married people? Yeah. Problem is, I got a lot of married friends, and I'm like their single friend, and so they confide in me like stuff that I don't want to know. You know what I mean? Like my friend, he's like, I'm a doctor, I'm married, I got 2 kids, I'm well respected, but I did something terrible. I'm like, what did you do? He goes, I slept with one of my patients. And I'm like, look, you're rich, you're good looking, bound to happen. And he goes, no, Dan, it's a big deal. And I said, why? What's the problem? He goes, dude, I'm a veterinarian. I'm gonna do that again. He goes, dude, I'm a veterinarian. I know what you guys are supposed to laugh. Remember, we're taping. Anyway, so we'll edit out the first one. I don't care, that's right. So we got some animal lovers in the crowd by applause? Yeah, that's okay. Tell from the vet joke that you guys love animals. I got a little mixed breed dog. So I have some of my regular fans here. Who knows my little mixed? Yeah, he goes. Charlie, that's right. Gonzo t-shirt. Look at that. I love these fucking people. They follow me around. I'm like a cult leader. It's weird. It's scary and exciting all at once. You know what I mean? So I got this little golden retriever. He's like a mixed breed. And I don't know how they make these mixed breed dogs until I took him for a walk. He got off the leash. I turned around. He was humping a squirrel. I don't know. Now, I don't know if he knocked the squirrel up, but if I see a bunch of puppies running up a tree looking for nuts in 6 months, mission accomplished, Charlie. You know, I hate it. Every morning, same thing, me and Charlie. I wake up at the crack of noon, and I'm gonna wait for you. It's a comedy show. You know what I mean? That's music to my ears right there. Give her a round of applause. She's going to Vegas too. It's exciting. Every morning, me and Charlie, same routine. I grab his leash, I get a cup of coffee, I get a bag for his shit, I get my phone, I go downstairs, the phone rings, I get confused, I pick up the bag of shit. Hello? My neighbor's like, well, damn, why are you talking shit? I'm like, I don't know, but my phone smells fucked up. You know what it is? Then I got Charlie one of these little emotional support service vests to wear, you know, so you can fake one so you can take the dog everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So I got the dog the emotional support vest, service vest, and my neighbor's like, Dad, what's up with the emotional support service vest for your dog? And I said, well, he knocked up the squirrel, I had him neutered, I thought, you know. And he goes, yeah, but why are you wearing it? I'm like, because I'm a straight white guy in the Bay Area, I've been neutered too, you know what I mean? And sometimes I leave the house, I gotta put on the relaxing dog video for Charlie. It's like squirrels and stuff running around on the screen and ambient forest sounds. It relaxes the dog. But I have to be careful because if I stay in the house too long, it affects me. You know what I mean? Like I put on the video, I lose my keys. Next thing I know, I'm curled up under my coffee table with my nose in my ass. You know what I mean? The video ends, I get up, I bang my head, I crawl out, I grab a tennis ball in my teeth, walk over to my couch, look at the dog, drop the ball, take a piss, go down, chew up a shoe, go next door, knock on my neighbor's door with my paw. He opens the door and I start humping his wife's leg. Now, you shouldn't be applauding that because it's not right. You know, my neighbor's like, Dan, you're humping my wife's leg. It's not right. I go, well, it's not my fault. He goes, it is. He goes, because, you know, dogs resemble their masters, you know. So he sends me out to the park, me and my 2 friends, put out some bones. My friend's dog, like, nudges the bones together into, like, a little shanty, you know. And we're like, oh, you're an architect. Your dog made a shanty, pretty cool, you know. Second friend drops his dog, takes his dog off the leash, dog chews up the bones. We're like, wow, makes a little scrimshaw pattern. We're like, wow, you're a sculptor, your dog made a little scrimshaw, pretty cool, you know. Fucking Charlie's pulling on the leash like he's got rabies, you know what I mean? I fucking let Charlie off the leash, he jumps on the bones, chews them into a fine powder, makes 2 lines, snorts them, fucks the other 2 dogs up the ass, and takes the rest of the afternoon off. I don't know! Now, I'm not saying I'm like my dog, but I do like to nap. You know what I mean? Pets are expensive, you guys know. Pets are expensive. That's why I had to get a second job. I was working at a farmer's market. You guys like the farmer's markets, right? Yeah, I had a stand. I was making little balloon animals, like dogs and cats for the kids. You know what I mean, like balloon animals. And then for the adults, I was pumping them up with nitrous. So it's, yeah, I like that. Then I have to do, sometimes when I'm running out of money, I got to do these weird corporate bonding gigs. So I know some of you must work in real companies where they do these things. What happens is they usually hire comedians to go in, and then we facilitate this thing where they build bikes for homeless kids, or they do a high-tech, you know, like treasure hunt to kind of let the people from sales meet the people from accounting and bond the team together and everything. I would like, and I can't really say which companies I do this for because I signed an NDA. Google, Yahoo, Facebook, NVIDIA, whatever. Anyway, so I do these gigs, and then I figured, you know what, I'm going to start my own company doing this. And what happens is, if you guys give me that same budget, that same $25,000, I'm going to do some corporate bonding that's going to work. That's right. I'm going to show up with a couple of 8-balls, a Pez dispenser full of Molly, you know what I mean? Bring in some strippers. And now, I don't want you to get upset. I don't mean just strippers like for the guys. The women are going to have strippers too. We're going to have guy strippers. We're going to have gay strippers. We're going to have Palestinian strippers. We're going to have Israeli strippers. We're going to have transsexual strippers. We're going to have midget strippers. And this entire thing is going to be fueled by MDMA and cocaine. Now that is corporate bondage, you know what I mean? I guarantee the next day, people show up at work proud of where they work. You know what I mean? Bonded to the company, like wearing their logo shirt. You know what I mean? People will be like, what happened to Ed in accounting? You're like, oh, he's a fucking DJ at Burning Man now. I don't know. What happened to Sally in sales? Oh, she's turning tricks in Vegas, you know? People have to follow their dreams, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. When the money gets tight, though, I got to go back on tour. I always got to go back on tour all the time. My agent called me. He's like, Dan, get your passport ready. You got to go overseas. I'm like, oh, my God, where are we going? He goes, look, I'm sending you to a little Spanish-speaking country off the coast of South America. Maybe you guys have heard of it. It's called Miami. And I'm working at the Versace Center opening for Ricky Martin. And any Ricky Martin fans? Ladies? Ricky? Only one in the back? I love Ricky Martin too. So I'm working with Ricky. I'm working with Ricky. And Rick, it's a true story. Ricky and I are backstage. It's like me, Ricky Martin, and like 20 of the hottest Latino women I've ever seen in my life. And the girls are looking at Ricky like hobos look at a ham sandwich. You know what I mean? They're checking out Ricky like cats on a milk truck, like dogs on a meat wagon. I mean, they're just looking at Ricky like they're voracious. Finally, I had to break the spell. I'm like, ladies, I don't want to disappoint you, but I don't think Ricky wants any female company. No, he doesn't want to, but I'm available. Thank you for laughing at my pain. Now, the disappointment in the room was palpable. You know what I mean? They're ready to climb all over Ricky, and then they got to climb all over Gonzo. Not a good look. It wasn't, you know. Anyway, he starts singing his hit, I think the Vita Loco, whatever. And I go out onto Ocean Boulevard. That's the main drag there in South Beach. And I have to say, the Latina women in Miami were so hot. I wanted to build Trump's border wall to keep them in the country. I'm going to do it again if I have to. I want to build Trump's border wall to keep them in the country. Better. I'm in there fucking putting my MAGA hat on with fucking like putting up the razor wire, going, keep your thong on. Gonzo's coming with the cocaine. We're gonna have a it's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? So thank you very much. While I'm in Miami, my agent's like, you know what? You're in a Spanish speaking. While you're in that part of the world, we're gonna send you over to Costa Rica to do some gigs. So it was like a private retreat kind of place in Costa Rica. They flew me in, very nice. And what I learned is that if you're a stand-up comedian, even if the audience speaks no English, you can still make them laugh. Yeah. Especially if they've been on ayahuasca for 3 days. You know what I mean? First they laughed, then they rolled around crying, then they slaughtered a goat, gave it to me, maybe a shaman. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. And I'm like, I don't know if I can pay my mortgage with a slaughtered goat. This is not fucking cool. You know what I mean? So I told my agent, he goes, look, you really want to make money? And this is a little secret. I don't care. If you're Brad Pitt, the biggest movie star in the world, or you're a C-list comedian, when it's really time to make the big money, we all go to Asia, right? So they send me to Taiwan. Any Taiwanese here? No, perfect. Okay, so Taiwan is 25 million people and 50 million 7-Elevens. Most convenient country in the world. 50 million missiles pointed at them from China, so also a little bit edgy. You know, whatever. So I do the gig in Taiwan, then I moved to Japan. Anyone been to Japan? By applause. Anyone here been to you guys? Japan, the most popular thing in Japan is Hello Kitty, right? Anyone know Hello Kitty's imaginary boyfriend's name? Daniel. Yeah. Fucking I lean into that shit when I'm there. They're like, look, I like Hello Kitty boyfriend. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, baby. He's good, I don't know, whatever. So, it's a very, thank you, sir. You're going to Vegas, too. No, it's a very modern country. It's a very modern country. You can buy anything in the world in a vending machine in Japan. Yes. Right. And so I am not going to condone this, but in Japan, you can actually buy soiled panties. No, I know what you're thinking, and especially for you people who are devout Christians here, I understand what you're thinking. Right. Great Christmas stocking stuffer. You know what I mean? Grandpa's gonna love this. Come down and drag it on his head. We should have been fucking with those Japanese. They're okay. You know what I mean? They're all right. Oh man. So then I left. I left Japan and I went to. I gotta give myself a minute up here. You know, I'm killing myself. This is like I'm doing this so special for me. I'm the only one watching. I'm watching it all. This is great. You know. So, if only that weren't true. If only that weren't true. I don't know. So I go to Singapore. Singapore, beautiful country, but very strict. It's kind of like Disneyland with the death penalty. You know, I get there, and they deported me, and I'm like, I haven't even like done my act yet, and they're like, we've seen the YouTubes, it's not going to work out. You know, it's just, we'll just be friends. It's okay, it's cool. So then I left Singapore, and I went overland to Malaysia. Malaysia is the only all-Muslim country in Asia. We have any Muslim people here today? Perfect. Anyway, I'll wait for you. What I learned, I'm killing myself today. I don't know. I'm not even high. I don't know what the fuck's going on today. You guys are like cracking me up here. I'm gonna put you on stage and go hang out down there for a little while. I don't know. Fucking. So I mean, where was I? Like Singapore. What country was I in? Anyone remember? Oh yeah, Malaysia, right. What I learned in Malaysia is that during Ramadan, which is like their New Year, not a lot of pent-up demand for Jewish comedians. You know what I mean? So I went over to Thailand, and Thailand is kind of famous because a lot of guys my age go over there looking for love, looking for romance. You know what I'm saying? If you're my age and you're looking at doing that, let me tell you, don't mess around with those girls because you could catch something deadly. Very dangerous, like, you know, a wife. And if you do marry her, by all means, keep her over there, fellas, because you could have the most beautiful Asian wife, you could have the most beautiful Latina wife. As soon as you bring her back to Santa Rosa, she's here 2 weeks, she goes out with the girls, comes home and is like, you do your own fucking dishes now, huh? You don't like it, motherfucker? I take half the money, bitch! You don't like that shit? You suck your own dick, huh? It never works out. I've seen it a million times. You know what I mean? So I left Thailand, and before I did have a wild romance. And you can imagine my surprise when I found out that my girlfriend Roy was actually my boyfriend Roy. I don't know. Well, they say if you don't know, it doesn't count. But I'm having a hard time convincing my therapist. You know what I'm saying? They're like, Dan, stop sending the money. It's not working out. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I left, and I went to Bali. Bali is a beautiful island. It's exotic. It's a magical place. And I went in there a couple of days early, and I wanted to do some like tourist stuff there. And so I went to their capital city. It's called Ubud, and they have this place called the Sacred Monkey Forest. It's a real place. And when you go up there, it's like a stone wall, and inside there's a lot of monkeys. And you're obliged as a tourist to buy like $5 worth of bananas, you know, to help the economy. And so I buy the bananas, I walk into the park. As soon as I'm in the park, the monkeys were on me like monkeys on bananas. You know what I mean? It was like that scene from fucking Wizard of Oz where the monkeys start flying around. It was like every extra from Planet of the Apes was there. I don't know what the fuck was. The monkeys are coming at me, they're grabbing my hat, they're grabbing my shirt, they're grabbing my wallet. And it was like, I could tell I could tell these monkeys were used to being around people, because when I looked for help, I looked at the game warden. The monkey was humping the game warden. I don't know, you know what I mean? Then I looked up in the tree. There were 2 monkeys smoking Marlboros, taking pictures of me with their iPhone. I don't fucking barely got out of there fucking alive. So then I went down to the Hilton where the gig was in Bali, and so I do the gig in Bali, and at the Hilton. And the problem is, when you work there, they want to pay you with the local currency. You know what I mean? So like I did the show, and after the show, they tried to pay me with like 2 shadow puppets, a dolphin necklace, and a boutique sarong. You know what I mean? So the next day, I'm wearing this. She loves the sarong joke. I've been cashing that check a long time. God bless you, man. So I go down to the pool at the Hilton, and I'm wearing the sarong, and they're polite people. You know, they're like, "Sir, Gonzo, that show was great last night, and I have to say that boutique sarong matches your fur coat perfectly." You could tell they hadn't been exposed to a lot of Hollywood Jews before, because I'm like, that's the hair on my back. I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's when I fucking laughed. And I said, thank you very much. It is, bro. That's why I'm single. Right? It's all making sense now. Why I got the hooker jokes in there. Okay. So, I went to the last stop of my Asian tour. I went to the Philippines. Anyone here from the Philippines? Working in the back? Anybody? In the kitchen? Nothing? So I'm working in the Philippines. The Philippines is the most American of the because we had our army bases there. They speak English. They're Catholic. All that kind of stuff. And so I do my show in Makati, which is like their Vegas. And I walk out onto the sidewalk. I immediately became part of the Philippine national pastime. That's right. I was kidnapped. And well, they usually only kidnap wealthy Chinese businessmen because people pay for them. Like, who the fuck's gonna pay for me? You know what I mean? My fellow Jews in Hollywood? I don't fucking think so. You know what I mean? If I was on fire, the guys at CIA wouldn't throw their fucking Perrier onto me, those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, so I'm in the Philippines, and no one, after 6 weeks, no one will pay my ransom. Nobody. Well, one of my ex-girlfriends Venmoed him $50 to keep me there, but yeah, whatever. So I realized, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to use my own sort of like smarts to get out of here, you know? So I told my kidnappers, I go, look, I'm a very famous American comedian. And you guys, I came here, I needed money, and you guys kidnapped me. It's a great story. If you let me go, I'll write a screenplay, I'll go back to Hollywood, I'll sell it to my man Rich Saperstein at New Line Cinema, and I'll cut each of you in for 10% as producers. And I could tell they had also never kidnapped a Hollywood Jew before because they believe me! Yeah. So, I love putting down the Jews. It's one of the benefits, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I decide I'm gonna fly back into America. And whenever I come to America, I always fly back into Chicago. Because when I get off the plane in Chicago, it's the only place in America, I get off the plane, I look around and go, fuck it, I'm thin. You know what I mean? You go around Chicago, I felt like Jack LaLanne in the 50s. You know what I mean? A little Jack LaLanne for you there, man. Thank you very much. And, no, I'm walking around like I'm a fucking bodybuilder in Chicago. You know what I mean? These people are huge. I saw guys riding rascal scooters to the Cinnabon. I was like, what the fuck? There's some big-ass people in Chicago, I'll tell you that right now. And you know, when I was in Asia, I was so happy to be back in Chicago because when I was in Asia, I missed American food. You know what I mean? Tacos, burritos, enchiladas, whatever. And, oh wait, ICE is coming to my show now. Holy shit. Man, then I'm standing at the carousel waiting for my bag. I see this Chinese guy, he's yipping at his phone in Chinese. And I've been here and I've been in Asia. I'm like, dude, Tibichi, Lao Ban, Ni Hao, Mei Wen Ti, but God, you're in America. Please speak the native language. And he went, no problemo, senor. That's when I decided I need to get the fuck out of there. And I flew to San Francisco. I came back here to the Bay Area. And when I landed in San Francisco, they did a body cavity search on me that they usually reserve for Elton John. You know, I'm like, why are you guys going so deep? And they were like, welcome to the Harvey Milk Terminal. They love that joke in Marin. Welcome to the Harvey Milk. I'm gonna get sued. HBO, that'll probably get me fired like Jimmy Kimmel. Just that one Harvey Milk. You know what I mean? The gay mafia in Hollywood's gonna be like, fuck that Gonzo guy. Harvey Pavilion, oh my God. Anyway, I get back to the Bay Area, and I want to go hang out where my fans hang out. So I go over to the salad bar at the Whole Foods in Berkeley, and I'm standing next to the salad bar, and it's like $75 a pound for salad. I don't even know what they put in the salad, but right? You've been there, $75. So all my fans are coming up to me. They're like, Gonzo, 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 Gonzo. All right. So I'm sitting there with the Sharpie, and I'm signing their salad boxes, you know, like their little styrofoam salad boxes, feeling pretty good about myself, till I turn around and realize I can't even afford a fucking artichoke here. You know what I mean? I don't feel comfortable here. So I decided to go back to where I live. I live in Richmond, California. The nice part, but it's still Richmond. You know what I mean? Yeah, Marina Bay, but yeah, well, as the people like to call it, Marin East. You know what I mean? But it's still Richmond. You've all seen Coach Carter. You know what's going on. Anyway, the awkward white guy is chanting Tatum. Okay. What a come up that was. You know what I mean? Oh, the loser is chanting. He took his shirt off, got $350 million in Magic Mike. But whatever, he's the loser. He's the fucking white loser in Richmond, okay? Anyway. So I go back to Richmond, California, and I decide to go to the Whole Foods in Richmond, California, but we call it Grocery Outlet. And I'm standing in the expired meat section at Grocery Outlet, and I'm flexing with my EBT card. You know what I mean? Just trying to meet some girls, whatever. And, you know, the groceries are like, I don't know, the girls I meet there, I gotta say, the women I meet at Whole Foods, a lot better looking than the women at Grocery Outlet, but the women at Grocery Outlet, a lot less attitude. You know what I mean? So, I'm hanging out with the women, I got my cart, and I'm thinking, not all this is expired, but I'm not sure I want to eat it. Anyway, so, I know. So I'm in Grocery Outlet, and all of a sudden one of my fans is like, Cracker! Hey, Cracker! Cracker! I'm like, no, it's Gonzo. You see me on TV, radio, social media, podcasts, billboards, marquees. It's Gonzo. He's like, Cracker! 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 I asked my friend, I go, why are my fans calling me Cracker? He goes, damn, those aren't your fans. Cracker is a derogatory term for white people. Now, I'm not sure how calling me a delicious snack food could possibly be derogatory. You know what I mean? We've all seen the food pyramid. You know what I mean? The cracker's right at the top. You try to make a charcuterie without crackers, you got a pile of salami and cheese. Nobody wants that shit, man. Nobody fucking wants it. No crackers, nobody wants it, okay? I'm gonna make her laugh eventually, I swear to God. I'll fucking jump out and give her a fucking lap dance. I don't give a fuck, Chelsea. This is how I make a fucking living, you know what I'm saying? Don't stifle me or you're not going to Vegas, lady. You know what I'm fucking talking about? Anyway, Cracker, and I think, you know what, listen, I got some of my Jamaican friends over here, right? Give them a round of applause right here. Yeah. I gotta say, if you're gonna use cracker as a derogatory term towards white people, you gotta be specific, right? Rich white people, Ritz cracker. Catholic white people, wafer cracker. Jewish white people, matzah cracker. And if they're white people that like to party like I do, you know, graham cracker. Yeah, let's hear some Gonzo, right? You can give me the love, you can give me the love, you can give me the love. Anyway, so I'm done with my shopping, I'm done with my crackers and everything, and my agent calls, he goes, one more tour for you, Dan. I'm like, come on, I'm not going overseas. He goes, this one's gonna be easy. You're gonna play the Comedy Store in LA, it's no problem, you got 3 nights, you're great, okay. So, I don't know if any of you guys have ever driven from the Bay Area to Los Angeles down the 5. You guys ever done that? It's like a straight shot, there's nothing, it's a straight. So what I like to do to prepare for that drive is crush up 4 Adderall, snort them, and drink 5 Red Bull. You know, just kind of get fucking focused. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fucking driving. I'm super focused, but a little fucking edgy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little edgy. So I ate like a 500 milligram gummy bear to take off the edge. You guys, the Gen Z guys know. So I eat the gummy bear, and I gotta say, the I-5 is no place you want to get the munchies because, yeah, no, I'll wait for you. It's no place to get the munchies because every restaurant on the I-5 is inside a gas station, right? So first I see this like Kentucky Fried Chicken, and it's inside a Sunoco, and this Sunoco was so dirty. Even the salmonella was nervous. You know what I mean? You know, don't try the punchline at home. This is only for professionals. So I ate the bucket of chicken, and I go another 100 miles down the road, and I get to a Burger King, which is inside an Arco. Now, I knew something was wrong with this Burger King when the same guy who did my oil change made my Whopper without washing his hands. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is not my way. You know what I'm saying? So I ate the oily burger, you know. Then I went another 100 miles down the road, and there was an In-N-Out burger at a Texaco. And I got my usual order, double-double, fries, strawberry shake, and I made the mistake of asking for it animal style, and they filled my shake with Valvoline. I don't know. Yeah, no, well, it wasn't very, so I finally get to LA, I get to the Comedy Store, and I have to say, after snorting the Adderall, drinking the Red Bull, eating the salmonella chicken, eating the greasy Whopper, drinking the Valvoline, you know, my stomach was upset. It was not good, you know what I mean? So right before I get on stage, I pass gas and my fucking pants catch on fire. You guys are pretty immature, I like that. Anyway, so my pants are on fire, and I'm doing my whole fucking show while my pants are on fire. After the show, I walk out onto Sunset Boulevard, and my agent from CAA calls me. This joke's so good, I'm already cracking myself up. You know what I mean? My agent from CAA calls me, and he goes, "How was the show?" And I go, "I killed the entire audience. And whoever I didn't kill is at Cedar Sinai in the burn ward." You know what I mean? I'm having fun now. It's good. I love working in LA. There's a lot of good-looking people in LA. You know what I mean? Even the homeless people look like they're one audition away from being a movie star. You know what I'm saying? It's like the entire Midwest got together and went, Billy Bob Thornton can do it. Fuck it. Why not me? You know what I mean? Beautiful women in LA, too. A lot of it's plastic surgery, though. I saw this one woman, and she had these incredible fake plastic breasts. And these breasts look so good that I wanted to fuck the doctor who put them in. You know what I mean? I was like, come here, Dr. Goldstein, you short, bald Jewish man. I'm going to teach you a lesson about making something that sexy. You know what I'm saying? So finally, I made it back to the Bay, and then I noticed we're living in such a divisive area in the Bay Area. Everyone's divided. It's terrible. You know, you have the Middle East, you have Ukraine, you got Republicans, you got Democrats, and I think with my limited time, what I want to do is kind of bring everybody together as Americans for something I think we can all agree on, right? Time to bring back the Quaalude. All the old people, they're like, what's a Quaalude? The lemon, the 714, the Roche, the disco biscuit, the one that Bill Cosby made famous, shooting it out of a Pez dispenser at the Playboy Mansion in 1975. You know what I mean? Well, I think if we bring back the Quaaludes, we can get back to doing what Americans do best. Unprotected sex and smacking up cars. You know what I mean? Fucking blowing out the fucking cars. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. I also, want to say, I know we live in scary times. I know a lot of you are professionals because you could afford the tickets tonight. And AI taking a lot of people's jobs, like if you're a musician, an artist, a screenwriter, anything, a designer, AI is taking a lot of people's jobs. So I want to assure you guys that I am not AI. This is not a WhatsApp. This is not a YouTube. This is not an Instagram. This is not a TikTok, young people. This is Dan Gonzo Machanik coming to you live. And you guys came out. You're not watching YouTube. You're not home at Netflix. You're not watching HBO. Though hopefully you'll be watching this in HBO next month. Going like, yeah, Gonzo got fucking paid. You know what I mean? But you came out live, so I appreciate you guys. Give yourselves a round of applause. And I'm humbled. In addition to headlining, I produced the show, and I'm humbled by the talent that we had on stage tonight. So if you guys give a huge round of applause for Nate Schwartz, for Pam Rad, for Damian Montez. These guys did a great job. I really had a great time. You guys have been a great audience. I am going to ask you to do one thing. If you had a good time tonight, if you enjoyed my show, if you're having a good time, if you like my act, I want you to know that I wrote 100% of these jokes without using AI. Yeah. All right, I wrote like 70% of the jokes. No, like 60%. Some of them, the tequila joke, I didn't write that one. The vet joke, unfortunately, didn't write. The rest of them I wrote. Anyway, If you guys had a good time, what I'm going to ask you to do is chant Gonzo, 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 and then go absolutely fucking crazy. So here we go. Now go crazy, Santa Rosa! Super special, keep it going, let's go, get up, yeah! All right. I am here watching Machanik. I love you, Santa Rosa. Thank you very much. We'll see you on HBO. We'll see you on Netflix, baby. Fucking Gonzo! Gonzo combination! Santa Rosa, baby! Here we go! All right, everybody. I love you guys.
Dan Gonzo Machanik, absolutely amazing. Holy moly, phenomenal. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming out to the show.
Gotta live free or die. The more you know, the less you try to live free or die. You knew they were high. Gotta live free or die. The less you know, the more you can try to live free or die. We take our Indians on the open road, jam the clutch and let them fly.